some Wi-Fi connectivity so we can show off team sync tasks.
Thank you. So basically, it was a really fun first day. There was a lot of amazing information, and the inspiration of this project came about towards the end of the day, as we'll see in a second. So, sync tasks. Basically, the motivation is from this snippet right here. I don't know if you're able to see, but basically, most drives, close to 100% of the drives, are driven by intent and purpose. So the key thing that we wanted to go here with was, what can we do to bridge that connection between the digital and the physical? And you'll see in a second what we're talking about. Most of the drives, three kinds of drives based on user research that we did. First one's commute, the most popular. Second one's a fixed destination. You're visiting somebody, going to the airport, things like that. The third kind of drive is the tooling around town, trying to get chores off your list, either on the way to someplace or exclusively doing that. And so the motivation of this is to take that essential thing that happens in our lives every single day and bridge it seamlessly to the car. So there's not a lot of forethought that needs to happen prior. So the way it works is we basically, there are a few apps that basically provide APIs that allow you to mine the data from them. So the broad outline that I'm going to describe works as follows. We take those tasks, do a basic entity detection, right? So basically, are you going for groceries? Is it a gas run? Things like that. So identify either the merchant or the intent, hit up a few places APIs, and figure out where they're located, proximity, how late they're open in terms of ordering, sequencing the drives, and run a basic rudimentary algorithm on it that makes sure that each item gets hit at least once in the order of priority based on how much time you have, and send the location to the unit. And so it seems fairly contrived, but when you get to the actual implementation of it, it's going to be sort of rather overly simplistic, and we'll take a look at the demo in a second. So this, if you will, is a sort of a sample to-do list. And when you get into the car, when you start the app, so it's called Sync Tasks, and all it's going to say is, it basically will go fetch all of those tasks, do all of the operations we talked about, and ultimately basically give you a prioritized, oops, okay. Thank you, demo gods. So it'll return a listing of prioritized waypoints that you can then click, and it'll give you the list, and it's much easier to look at it in this view. I didn't have time to get the images of the merchants in there, but this is your list, and you can click on any one of these. Ideally, you want to follow it in this sequence because it's prioritized, but the user still has an option to click any one of these out of turn to have that be the first destination, and everything else gets rerouted in terms of again, the same criteria. So this would basically push you into the navigation screen and so on and so forth. So that's my very short demo, and happy to take any questions that you have and all of that.
I'm just going to get you your own mic.
Thank you. I appreciate that. Thank you for your work and your demo. A question, the source of the information, it looks like you pulled from many things. So for the task list that I might have, like one of the challenges I have sometimes is always beating the dry cleaner. It closes at 7 o'clock, right? So I need to do that on my way home, and then if I put it out of order, I might not make it in time, right? So I understand the concept there. So, but that's something maybe I might not put on my calendar. So how did you come up with how you generate that list kind of painlessly? Do you have any ideas on that?
Right. So in this implementation, it basically goes off of a list that's written down somewhere. One of the things I didn't have time for, really wanted to shoot and get that done, but basically is an audio pass-through function on the device where you could go out of band and say, take me here first. Or if it's something that's repeated often enough, this also connects to calendars and scheduling systems. So one of the things I'm exploring is having that as a standard. If you basically pick up your dry cleaning, say every, I don't know, beginning of the week or something like that.
Drop it off, 3 days later. Usually.
Exactly. So one of the easy integrations possible is geolocation. You go to the dry cleaner, it sets a reminder in the calendar automatically 3 days later to pick it up. So those are some of the things. Yeah.
Thank you very much. Sync tasks.